Great to see everybody. It's Friday night. The weekend is here. TGIF, everybody. Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you. I appreciate that, Wayne. Thank you, G-Tag and Cecilia. I feel a lot better. My voice is almost fully back. Still a little bit raspy. Still got a little bit of a cough, but almost there. Thank you, Cecilia. Almost there. All right, you guys can see we are on the outer edges of the city. Thank you, Tammy. And G-Tac, you guys can see we're on the outer edges of the city. It was about a 30-minute drive to get here in the cab. Thank you, Amy and Garnita. What is up, girl Ego? Thank you, Annis, for moderating. Thank you, man. Good morning to everybody in Asia, but good evening to everybody back home in the United States. Good evening. Hello, Butters. Hello. I want to rest, but you know how the grind goes. Thank you, Smiles. Thank you, Doug. You guys know how the grind goes. I'm always out here grinding. Anyway, we're in the village. Let's walk around a little bit and see what life is like out here. Not too far from downtown at all. Only about 30 minutes from downtown. So let's just walk around. What up, RZA? What up, Tammy? We're at a village called Dongyi Village here in Shijiazhuang. I'm just walking around by myself. Thank you, Sarita. We're going to explore a little bit. I kind of see the differences between what a village looks like here in Hebei province versus what we saw in Shanxi province. Thank you, Camaro. Now, the first thing you guys will notice, man, let me show you guys something. I want you guys to take a look at this. It's an overcast day. So there's a chance it may start raining. But also, the air quality here in Hebei. Hello, 90. Hello, everybody. We just got started about 2 minutes ago, so don't even worry about it. We just got started. This is a northern village in Hebei province. We're not that far from Beijing, but unfortunately, for some reason, the air quality isn't as good as Shanxi province. Now, it is raining, so it is an overcast day, so it is a little bit gloomy. However, there is a little bit of smog here in this part of the city. Thank you, Mountain. Thank you, Little Mama. So I do want to point that out. So let's walk around. We're here in the village. This is what it's called right here, by the way. It's called Dongyi Village. Good evening, Alex. Great to see everybody. Dongyi Village. Great to see everybody. Please follow the channel and share this live stream. My voice is almost fully back. We're gonna walk around the streets of rural China here in the city of Shijiazhuang. You know, yesterday we saw the bougie fancy life. I think, Alex, you were there for that. A lot of you guys were there for that. We saw the fancy life yesterday. Now it's time for me to mix it up and take you guys into the streets. Do a little bit of alley hopping this Friday night. Thank you, Joe Blair. What is up, everybody? Yes, please share this live stream like Shaw is doing. Shaw, I don't know if you caught the live stream from yesterday. Thank you, K-Rose, and thank you, Alex, for the galaxy. Thank you, Jennifer. I don't know, Shaw, if you caught the live stream yesterday, but I took the audience to Olay and the Mixi Mall here in Shijiazhuang. So yesterday was very fancy, very expensive. Today, we're gonna mix it up and go to the streets. Thank you, Erica. Happy Friday. Thank you, Pepper. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Let's do some alley hopping. Now, I do have to point out to you guys, man. You guys always say there's no graffiti in China, right? Trina, Cecilia, thank you. You guys have always pointed out there's no graffiti in China. There is no graffiti in China in the large cities and the main center areas. However, when you do come out here to the rural areas, there's not graffiti, but there's advertisement. So people, for example, trying to sell their home or trying to rent their home or trying to sell a service, they do have a little bit of this on the walls. Thank you, Jumo and K-Rose. Thank you, Cecilia. They do have some of this. Thank you, Cecilia, for the Tom's hug on the wall. So you guys have to remember, it is a very diverse country. You guys can see here as well. It's not graffiti for the sake of vandalism. It's graffiti for the sake of trying to advertise a special service. You see this a lot more areas here in China. And we are in the rural area of Shijiazhuang, about 30 minutes away from the city center. So let's keep it moving, everybody. Man, look at this. You know, so I'm gonna try to explain to you guys what I see here. A lot of job posters, a lot of rental apartments. Let's get up out of here. Let's keep moving. Thank you, Ty. We're gonna be here at this village for quite a bit. I always like to try to mix it up. I think I just saw Pugs come in a little bit earlier. Good evening, Pugs. My voice is almost fully back. What up, Pugs? Thank you, Pugs. Thank you, Paris. My voice is almost fully back. Not 100% back, but almost fully back. Thank you, Pugs. Quiet village living. We're gonna be here for a while. We're gonna be here a while. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, LIH. Thank you, Lee. And it's Saturday morning for me, almost 11 o'clock. It's kind of surprising how few people I see on the streets. It's really very few people on the streets. Man, thank you, Linda. It's very, very quiet, I know. Kind of surprising a little bit. Let's keep moving, y'all. I want to go deeper into this village. We're going to do some alley hopping this morning. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, there's a lot of back alleys, but so let me kind of explain what happens in a village like this, okay? Now, when you come out to the rural area of China, the biggest difference is that a lot of folks live in much bigger homes because land is cheaper. They tend to build homes like this. So like, for example, if you see this here, this is somebody's house right here. Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. This is somebody's house right here. You see this? One individual family, based on my understanding, lives here in this home. A little bit different from a mansion, from a large home back home in the States. You can see the large door here. One family lives here. And this is a substantial home here. And you can see they have a little parking garage, just like we have back home in America. One family lives out here. Thank you, Colette. Great to see you, Colette. So for everybody who's just joining the live stream now, we're doing a little bit of alley hopping and city walking in Dongyi village on the outskirts of Shijiazhuang. The reason why I wanted to do this was because yesterday at this time, we were at the fanciest mall in the entire city. I want to balance it by showing you guys different slices of life rather than always showing you guys, let's say, bougie stuff, fancy stuff. We want to show you guys a little bit of everything that reflects people from different socioeconomic ladders. That's a good way of putting it. That's a nice phrase. Let's keep moving. I'll tell you guys this. One of the biggest things when you walk around here. Thank you, Paris. I did get a haircut, everybody. I got a haircut yesterday. My hair is a little bit pressed by the hat, but I got a haircut yesterday, and it worked out pretty well. All right, great to see everybody. Let's keep walking around. Please share this live stream. Please follow the channel. Share this live stream. Yeah, exactly. I want to show you guys diversity when it comes to life out here. He said, man, thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you. My biggest fear, thank you, Jasmine and Tar Heel Bay. My biggest fear is always getting a bad haircut when I'm on the road. This is probably why I let my hair grow out when I'm on the road, because my typical barber is in Shenzhen. But I haven't been back in like 40 some days. So I had to get a haircut on the road. I usually get a haircut once every 3 weeks. Now, let's keep walking around. See, man, this place really has some age to it. You know, I can't say that this place reminds me of my childhood because this is the rural area. Thank you, J-Man and Anonymous. Thank you. Actually, I can't really say that this place reminds me of my childhood because I didn't grow up in a rural area. But it's something I've always said to you guys, man. It's when you come out to places like this, it feels like time has stood still. You know, relatively unchanged in terms of how it looks in the last 20 years. Man. Dongyi Village. Thank you, Stan. Let's keep moving. Everybody, please, let's keep the chats flowing. Please keep the chat, and it works. And please keep the chats flowing. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Let's keep the chats flowing. Please follow the channel and share this live stream like Shaw is doing. All right, you see this bullshit right here, man. Look at this. Man. Same problem we had Same problem we had when we were in Shanxi province. I can't even get across here. You see this right here, man. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Rainy. Man. Let me figure out a way to get across this. Hold up, man. I gotta figure out a way to do this. We're gonna keep it moving. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Stacy. I know I should have hopped on that truck. You're right. There we go. All right, we made it. All right. You know, I'll tell you this, man. When you're walking around in northern China and you come out to pretty rural areas, and this is my first time in Hebei province, when you're just walking around, it kind of really underscores a few things. First thing is, thank you for the heart, me. First thing is just, you guys are walking around. I don't know how should I explain this. It's like when you're walking around here. How could I put this in a more eloquent way? It's like when you're walking around here, which obviously no tourist is going to show up in. Thank you, Wendy. There's no tourists that are going to be here. So as an American walking around, it's like let me think of a way to put this into words, because this kind of attracted my attention as I'm just walking around. I feel a lot better now, and I'm just walking around in, this is not the ghetto, this is just a village called Dongyi village. We're trying to mix it up a little bit here in the city of Shijiazhuang by showing you guys some real streets, the real streets of China, instead of always going to like a high-end mall or like a high-end grocery store like we did yesterday. Try to diversify the show a little bit and show you guys what the streets of another country is like from the perspective of a Chinese American. Thank you, Phyllis. It's almost as if I think a lot of you guys understand that the economic development of China is a little bit more advanced in the southern areas, and the north, many parts of the northern China is falling behind. I think this is probably a little bit different from, I don't want to make a comparison with the United States, because I was going to say back home in the USA, the North has quite a few developed areas like New York City, Chicago, Seattle, up north, right? But in the southern area, we also have Texas, we have North Carolina, we got Florida, we got California. So it's pretty evenly balanced. But I think one of the biggest takeaways for me as I'm walking, as I've been in northern China for the last 2.5 weeks, is genuinely I can sense on the ground that some of the places I've been to in southern China is a lot more advanced, even when it comes to the rural areas. Allow me to explain what I mean by that. It's like when you're in southern China, as I've been to, there's a lot of rural areas and everywhere in China, but when you're in southern China, around Guangdong, around Fujian, when you go to a lot of their villages, and we will visit southern villages as well, it just feels a little bit more, the word I want to use, it feels a little bit entrepreneurial. Thank you, N. What do I mean by entrepreneurial? I mean like when you're walking around a southern village, let's say somewhere in Guangdong or Fujian, you'll see like a local farmer set up like a duck farm or a chicken farm, and they'll kind of capitalize on their natural advantages of water and good air quality, and they'll raise chicken, they'll raise livestock. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a lot, it just feels, I don't know how to explain it. It just feels a little bit more entrepreneurial. It feels a little bit more advanced. And when I was in Shanxi province, I think I kind of showed you guys some of the village areas in Shanxi. You know, they're trying, you know, I like how as soon as I say that, by the way, I get a slap in my own face. You see these chickens right here. You know, and this is how you know you're really in rural China, man. They got a chicken coop right in the middle of the street. You know, it's like, I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. It's like, just to put it very bluntly, I have never seen this before anywhere in China. Like what you're seeing on the camera right now. You know what I mean? Like, other than this particular area, I've never really seen this before. Maybe in my live stream, you'll see some here or there, but this is different. You know what I'm saying? This is different. You know what I mean? So, the reason I'm not being very eloquent at the moment is I'm trying to process all this as I'm walking around and just kind of take it all in. So, we're gonna keep walking around this village, man. I hope I don't get clipped by a little scooter. But this is a very large village. I would imagine there's at least 40,000 people that live here, if not more. 11 million people live in the city of Shijiazhuang. So I would imagine at least 50,000 people live here in this village. We're actually still in the city of Shijiazhuang. You know what I mean? We're still in the city of Shijiazhuang. Thank you, Crystal. So let's keep walking. Let's keep walking a little bit towards the center of town. Thank you, Crystal. We're in Dongyi village here in the city of Shijiazhuang. You guys can see, I'm trying to process all this. Thank you, Sarita. Thank you, Crystal. Quiet. Very quiet. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Tweet Talk. Let's keep walking around. Man, this is... I have a hard time believing it was only a 30-minute car ride from the downtown to get here. This is very different. Very, very different. Man, thank you, Phyllis. Thank you, Birdie. I want to tell you this, though. It's quiet. It's giving me a lot of time to think as I'm walking around. It's very quiet out here. So I was reading, thank you, Eileen, thank you, Snoozy. I gotta look at some more of y'all's comments. So, thank you, Eileen, thank you, Steve. All right, you know what, since my ass is already here, let me give you guys some more statistics that I was reading up on before I came to Shijiazhuang City 2 nights ago. So based on official government numbers that I was reading, the average per capita income for the city of Shijiazhuang is about 47 to 48,000 yuan a year. So that comes out to roughly about 4,000 yuan a month for city dwellers. As I mentioned before, thank you, Daniel Kleckler. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Stacy. Comes out to about $550 a month. Now, when you come out here to the rural areas of the city, and this is how the 11 million number comes about. Thank you, Denise and Stacy. Thank you, guys. This is how the 11 million number comes about. The 11 million people number includes all the surrounding counties. So it's not just the main city area that has 11 million people. It's all the neighboring counties added together that has 11 million people. When you come out to the more rural areas, the income is far lower. It's more like $200-300 a month for the folks that are living here in these rural areas. See, this is being my first time here. I'm really just exploring. I think you guys can see. Thank you, Zendor. I think you guys can see, man. I'm just walking around. I really have no idea where I'm going. to be an abandoned home here. Just keep walking. Oh, wow. Look at that. You see what I told you when I said this is very, very industrial. You can see two large plants over there. That's probably a coal-fired plant. I don't know if Shaw is still watching this, but I wonder what Shaw thinks of this, because we do have a lot of Chinese viewers who watch this. It's like I said, yesterday we went to a very fancy place. We went to a fancy mall, a fancy grocery store. Right, I think Jason just mentioned it. You know, we went to a very fancy mall, a very fancy shop where everything was extremely expensive. And today we change it up a little bit and kind of show you a slice of the regular life in a rural part of Shijiazhuang doing a little city walk in the morning. So let's keep walking, y'all. Let's just keep walking around. I'm gonna try to add as much commentary as I can, but I'm soaking all this in as well. How much is the rent here? Rent here is probably $100 a month, $80, $70 a month. I mean, rent here is probably $50 a month to get a single studio. Maybe $50 to $60 a month will get you a place to stay, a very basic place to stay here. Yeah, $50 to $60 a month. But you're about 30 minutes from downtown, so you would have to drive. I don't know if the subway comes all the way out here. There's a bus that comes out here. Let's keep walking. You know, it's like you could just tell, like, places like this have been around for like the last 20, 15 years. You know, this is what I mean when I tell you guys, like, it just feels like time has stood still. You know, it feels like time has stood still. You know what I mean? Like, you guys ever drive through an American town? Like, especially if you're from a bigger city, do you guys ever drive through an American town where all the homes look like they're from the 70s or the 60s? They're still very well kept, but they just have a very vintage feeling. Do you guys ever do that when you're driving back home in the States? Thank you, Dre. When you're driving back home in the United States, you're just driving around, and then you see a town that doesn't have a lot of people, and you look at all their buildings, you look at their church, you look at all their buildings, and you're like, man, it feels like I'm back in the 80s or back in the 90s. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, Dre. This is exactly how I feel right now as I'm walking around here. You know what I mean? This is exactly how I feel. And it just feels like time has stood still here. You know, especially when I saw those couple of things over there. Exactly. Remember, like a little trip back down memory lane. And I'm sure there's a lot of Chinese people who are watching this. Thank you, Wan. Thank you, Lena. Because sometimes, you know, as a Chinese American myself, I think sometimes, you know, they get a little bit sensitive because they want me to do a show every single day where I show you guys, you know, fancy Olay stores, fancy malls. You know what I mean? Like, I've said this before in the live stream. I'm gonna say it again. Like, there's a lot of Chinese people who wish, and this is why maybe some of them have an opinion towards the channel, because maybe my show is too real for the Americans. They want me to show the nice airports, the nice subways, the nice everything. But I think it's much better if we go on the ground and show you guys just how regular folks are living in different corners. We do that as well. We show you guys nice stores, nice malls as well. But to keep the channel diversified, we also go to a lot of, you know, on the ground. Thank you, 90. You know, we also do a lot of this. So this is why I always tell the folks, thank you, Anis. That's why I always, you know, for all the Chinese viewers who are watching, I always tell them, like, if you are over the age of like, I always tell them, it's like, if you're over the age of 30, like I am, okay, if you're over the age of 30, you should be very familiar with this. You should be very familiar with it. There's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just life on the ground. People just living their life. There's nothing to be ashamed of, because they have things like this back home in America as well. Smaller towns, rural areas. And when I go back to America to stream, and those are the types of places I want to go hit up as well. You know, I don't want to do New York City. You know, Zen Chef Mo is doing a great job of doing New York City. I want to go to the smaller towns. I want to go to the rural areas when I'm streaming in America as well. So there's nothing to be ashamed of here. It's just regular life. Let's keep it moving. What is up? Keep moving. Look at how they pick out the food over here. Let's see what kind of food they got over here. See what kind of food they have here. You know I always like some food, though. Let's see what kind of food they have over here. Man. A lot of marinated food. Many types of marinated food. Let's get up out of here. Hey man, for you guys who are familiar, that's a coal plant, right? I think what we're looking at is a coal plant. Never seen one up close and personal like this before. That's got to be a coal plant, right? Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Yeah, please follow the channel. Thank you, Mooney, and share this live stream. Hit that share button. Why do I think it's a coal plant? Well, because if this was a nuclear plant, I would think that it's a little bit too close to a local village. I think these got to be coal plants. I don't know. I don't know anything about power plants. I'm just walking down the street here in this village. Yes, please share this live stream. We're walking around in Dongyi village here in the city of Shijiazhuang, just chilling. My voice is slowly coming back. I feel a lot better today. Less of a cough, less of a sneeze. I'm negative for COVID. Just walking around, showing you guys the life out here. Thank you, N. Yeah, look, it was my initial impression as well. I thought these would be nuclear plants, but I've never been up so close and personal before to a power plant. So let's keep moving. Thank you, Kalpana. Man, this place is quiet, man. It's quiet. No, Natasha. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Kalpana. Do you think I'm in Springfield, Illinois right now, man? Come on, man. Take a look. Thank you, Guga. Thank you, Kalpana. Thank you, Kalpana. Keep moving. See, I'm telling you guys, it's coal plants. It's not nuclear. These are coal plants. They would never put a nuclear plant so close to a population center like this. They got to be coal plants. All right, let's keep moving. Let's make a left. Let's continue to walk towards the center of this village here. Please share this live stream. Please follow the channel. And people always ask me, is it safe out here? I'm an American walking by myself with a camera in my hand, speaking English. Thank you, Miss Taurus. Nobody ever bothers me. I'm just walking around, minding my own business, just walking down the street like everybody else. Super safe. I could come out here at night and still give you guys a great show because cameras everywhere. People don't really commit crimes. I'm free to go wherever I want to. Someone also mentioned yesterday in one of my live streams, I thought that was a very interesting comment. He says, do you need to get a permit? Well, actually, the question was, don't you need to get a permit to go to different cities? The answer is no. Once you guys get a Chinese visa to come and visit China, whether it's for a year or for a week, whatever it is, you can go to any part of China with the exception of Tibet, China, where you have to get a travel permit. You have to get a travel permit to go to Tibet, China. Everywhere else, you are free to go. You can go to Shanghai, you can go to Beijing, you can come here to where I am visiting right now to the city of Shijiazhuang. You can go anywhere. You can go anywhere you want. There's no limitations, there's no restrictions. You can go to Xinjiang, China. You can go anywhere you want, walk around, be a tourist, see the country for yourself. So the only place you need special permission is Tibet, China. You gotta get a travel permit. See what they're selling over here, man. Keep walking around. Thank you, N. And we're in Dongyi village. Just walking around. Thank you, Annis, everybody for moderating, PF Wisco. Let's keep moving. I'm gonna walk down here real quick. You know, I don't know about safer than America, but I will say this. You know, to all the Americans who are watching this, I've been actually thinking a little bit about why. I've been thinking a little bit about why I've been able to do this show and do it well for the last few months. 6 months now. It's coming up on 6 months. I'm going to tell this to all the Americans who are watching back home. And I hope you guys don't get too offended when I say this, because you guys always know I speak my mind, and I speak my mind, and I tell it the way it is. Thank you, Francis. I think the biggest thing that I've realized about living here in China that I didn't realize in the first 5 years of living here, only in the last 6 months, was my biggest thing is I feel like Chinese people in general, thank you, Nanny, I feel like Chinese people in general are a lot more laid back. Like they're a lot more chill in many, many ways. It's like you guys have seen a lot of videos back home in America about people getting into confrontations with, let's say, being photographed, being filmed, or being streamed, or whatever, even if they're in a public place. Or when you walk into a restaurant, the manager will tell you, you can't film here, blah, blah, blah. I just feel like the people here in this country, they're a lot more chill. They're a lot more laid back. They just like, I feel like they mind their own business a lot more. And it's kind of crazy to say that, right? But as someone who streamed here for 6 months, thank you, Alicia, every single day. Thank you, Alicia, for extending your subscription. Thank you, Noah. As someone who's been here for 6 months streaming daily, okay? Like, I wouldn't say it's friendlier. I take that, don't construe it as saying it's friendlier. It's definitely not friendlier. America is still the friendliest country I've ever been to in my life. That's why I love America, and I'm proud of being American. But I just feel like the people here are a lot more chill. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They're a lot more like, they mind their own business. They're not as aggressive. You know what I mean? It's like, for example, yesterday when I was at Olay, the first time I went to Olay, they told me no filming, so I left. But when I went yesterday, all the employees were there. They didn't really care. They didn't really mind. You know, so it's like, I don't know, man. Because I walk around here, so I don't want the Americans to feel bad when I say this, but that's why, like, I love streaming in parts of Asia. It's just I feel like a lot of people are just a lot, like, there's just less of a, I don't know how to describe it, man. I haven't been looking at the comments. Thank you, nevertheless. I don't know if you guys agree, man, but based on what you've seen in the last 6 months, maybe, hopefully, some of you guys will agree. Just walking around, let's see what we got over here. Hey, 你好, 你好, 你好. Oh, man. All kinds of good fruits over here. Let's get up out of here. Let's keep moving. Still got a little bit of a cough. Yeah, I mean, you guys know I always call a spade a spade. I always tell it to you guys from the perspective of an American who's living here. You know, and this is why a lot of people ask me, when do you come back to America? When do you come back to America? You know, the answer is I don't really know. I will be back permanently one day for sure. I'll come back and visit in Christmas. But it's just like, I just feel like if I was in like a small town in North Carolina, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys, man. I feel like if I was in a small town in North Carolina right now, doing what I'm doing, which is holding a phone in my hand and just walking down the street, I have a feeling, thank you, Liz Larson, I have a feeling that the local cops will pull up and ask me what I'm doing. Like, they won't give me any problems, they won't arrest me, they won't bother me, but I feel like someone will call the cops and then they will pull up on me and then ask me what am I doing in their small town. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, and I respect police. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's why you guys, I really want the Americans back home to appreciate this about China. It's just how open this country has become in the last 50 years. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm an American speaking English, walking down the street, holding my phone. Nobody ever bothers me. No cops ever bothers me. No police, no security. Nobody ever messes with me. Thank you, Roti. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, that is something that I've really come to think about these last few months of streaming. It's just like people here are just super chill and laid back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm serious, man. If I was in Hillsborough, North Carolina right now, and I'm walking down the street literally the way I am, just walking down the street, which is public streets. Thank you, KK. Thank you, Phyllis. Thank you, Noah. And I'm showing you guys different homes, different slices of life out here in North Carolina. And I am a North Carolinian. I really do feel like I would have an interaction with the local sheriff department or the local cops where they'll ask me what I'm doing and I'll explain to them I'm just a streamer. I feel like there'll be some type of an interaction. Whereas here in China, I see for 6 months, nobody ever bothers me. So that's what I love about this country, man. It's like, it's a very, so this is why, like, I think a lot of the Chinese people who are watching, you know, they see me take people everywhere in China. They maybe don't understand what the message is being conveyed. They have to understand, just by standing out here, thank you, Carla, out here, thank you, Carla, out here, thank you, Carla, just by standing out here, thank you, Sierra and Carla, and showing the Americans this town is a statement in and of itself. You know what I'm saying? That's a statement in and of itself. Not being harassed by anybody, not being yelled at anybody, that's a statement in and of itself. So I hope this is something that the Chinese people who are watching would understand, you know, as they, you know what I'm saying, you guys know what I'm saying. Let's keep moving around. What they got over here? It's almost Mid-Autumn Festival. We got a lot of mooncakes out here. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. A lot of my North Carolinians would agree. I would be frank with you guys, man. If I was back home in North Carolina and I was in my dad's town, and I saw somebody walking around just randomly filming, I'd be curious what's going on too. You know, that's what I mean. So let's keep walking around. This is what I would consider, I guess, to be the center of the village. This should be the center of the village now. Thank you, Big O. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, Big O. Great to have you back here. Big O, I don't know how long you've been watching. Thank you, Scott. I don't know how long you've been watching, but I was just explaining to people, like, I just find it amazing how open this country is. You know, what up, man? What up? What up, everybody? Man, we gotta instigate, y'all. They be yelling out here. We gotta instigate. Thank you, Pugs. Great to see you, Pugs. Again. You guys can see I sound a lot better. Less of a cough. I'm getting over this thing, whatever this is. Let's keep walking around. Same back to you, Pugs. Thank you, Jade. Thank you, Matilda. Please follow the channel. Please share this live stream. We're here at Dongyi Village, here in the city of Shijiazhuang. You guys could actually see out in the distance of this village. You guys could actually see very tall buildings. So they are starting to build up this village here. My guess is that this place would be around for at least another 10 or 20 years. Maybe sometime in the future, man, this is all gonna get turned into condominiums as well. Thank you, Daniela and Danny. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She was yelling at her kid. Love this. Beautiful, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's keep moving. I did not find the cornbread on fire. I mean, I found a variation of the cornbread, but it wasn't authentic. It wasn't like what my father had. Thank you, LBJ. Thank you, Miss Taurus. Yeah, let's keep moving. This is called a 百货超市, which means a 100-item shop. You only find this in the rural areas here in China, man. You still see things like this. I'm telling you, it's as if time has stood still. Really, as if time has stood still as I'm out here. 20 years ago, this shop would have looked like this. Today, it still looks like this. It's amazing. Beautiful. Thank you, Prickly. Thank you. Thank you, Yang Jinglong. Thank you. We'll go inside. It's just a store, man. It's just a little store. Thank you, Dylan. It's just a store. We're gonna keep walking around. The owner came out all menacing and shit. We're just gonna keep walking around. Please share this live stream, everybody. Please share this live stream. There's a little hospital right here. So this is a hospital here, a small hospital, more like a clinic. We got a little clinic over here. Thank you, Nessie. And you know what I really love about this place? The one thing I haven't seen a lot of here is I haven't seen a lot of hotels or motels, which leads me to believe that this is actually a place that the locals are living in. There's very few people from outside the village who stay here for the night, so there's not really a market for a place to stay. So whereas you guys remember when we were in Shanxi province and we were walking through a city village like this, there was a lot of hotels and motels everywhere. $10 a night, $15 a night, $12, $11, $8 a night. Here, I don't see any. There's no hotels, there's no motels whatsoever. So this is really as authentic as it gets when it comes to a living area of just local villagers out here. Beautiful. Man. Yeah, no, this is, you guys got to follow the channel and watch, because I take you guys everywhere. I take you to the Great Wall. You know, we obviously go to places like Disneyland, we go to the Forbidden City, we'll walk around in the big cities. And also we come out to rural areas like this to give you a slice of life of rural China. So we kind of go everywhere. So please follow the channel, man. I stream every single day, and I try to bring it from the perspective of a North Carolinian, someone who grew up in Chicago and North Carolina, and try to explain it in a way that Americans back home can understand. Thank you, Ming Kong. Oh, and Dylan, if you're still watching, later tonight, we're going to one of the largest food markets, night markets in the city. It is huge. Thank you, Ice Serpentia. Thank you, Ming Kong. So Dylan, if you're still watching tonight, I'm going to take all the audience actually to the largest food market here in the city of Shijiazhuang. The food, it's going to be a big night market. Thank you, Victoria. So that's going to be Saturday morning when you guys wake up. Let's see this. Keep moving. What is the Forbidden City? The Forbidden City is in Beijing. It's where the emperor used to live. The time right now is 11:40 a.m. in the morning, almost noon. I've been streaming for close to an hour. You know what? Let's actually make a right turn. We gotta get closer to the center of the village. Thank you, KK Jung. Thank you. Keep walking around. Please share this live stream. Please follow the channel. We're here in the city of Shijiazhuang. Tonight's gonna be my last night here. And we're gonna keep it moving tomorrow to a brand new town, brand new city. Man, this is different. I'm telling you guys, man, this is different. This place is different. This place hits different, man. Keep moving. What up, L? Yeah, let's get to 200,000 likes, everybody. Please continue to tap on your screen. We're walking around here in rural China at a village called Dongyi village here in the city of Shijiazhuang. I haven't decided yet. I'm still working it out with my business partner. So we haven't fully decided yet. And thank you, Gina. Please share this live stream. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take you guys to a local food market. It's got to be a large food market where the people here are shopping. Oh, let me show you guys this. This is a noodle restaurant right here from the neighboring province, Shanxi. Okay, you see this noodle restaurant right here? Usually they should have the prices published. They do. Look at that. Everything's like $1, $1.20, $1.30. All the fried dishes are like $2. All the meat dishes are like $4, $3 for a meat dish. But all the noodles are like $1, $1.20. Thank you, Fiverr. Thank you. 看看价格. Let's keep moving. Excuse me. 接过一下. Excuse me. Alright, let's keep moving. Moving. Yeah, everything's like $1 and $1.20 for a bowl of noodles. Inexpensive. I don't know, man. I was like trying to think of some things to say to you guys as I walk down the street here. It's like I'm trying to think of something to say in a nice and politically correct way. You know, it's like I hope you guys are seeing through my lens. Thank you, Peaches. That as much as this country is hyped up and demonized in the media, okay, back home in the States, when I walk around places like this, thank you, Sharon, I can't help but think just how similar it is in many ways compared with the back home in the United States. This is like, I'm telling you, I feel like I'm walking through the Appalachians, you know, somewhere in West Virginia, somewhere in Kentucky, a rural town somewhere, even in North Carolina somewhere. You know what I mean? It's like, when I look at the news every single day, it's so menacing. It's such a threat. It's always so menacing. You know, when I'm walking around here, I never get that feeling. I just feel like it's just like walking back home in America. It's as if I'm just walking around a rural area back home in America with better cell phone signal so I can stream. You know? I'm gonna make a right turn ahead of me. I'm gonna keep walking, keep yapping. Let's keep walking around. Those are coal plants. Those are coal generating plants. They generate power. Man. Hey, 你好，看一下。You know what I mean, Shaw? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know if I could quite eloquently like convey this. It's just like, I don't know, but sometimes you wish it was like a Harry Potter scene where I could use a wand and just draw out all my thoughts and download it to you guys. It's like when I'm walking around here, it just feel like, it just feel like there's nothing to be afraid of. It's basically what I mean. Let's keep moving. Change the subject. Let's move on. Yeah, food is good. We're gonna make a right turn. Keep walking around here. I feel at peace, but also I feel like, I don't know, man. You know, it's a lot of thoughts, man. Let's keep walking. Let me find some more inspiration to walking. Put some more steps in. Make a right turn over here. Thank you to Kings. Oh, Scott is watching. Scott is watching. I guess, okay. So Scott just sent me a text. I put it this way, man. This is the way I was going. Thank you, Scott, for that text. It's like, it's like, how do I explain this, man? It's like, you know what? All I'm gonna say, instead of being tongue twisted anymore, what I'm gonna say is just watch this TikTok live. I know it sounds like self-promotion. Just keep watching and draw your own conclusions, because I'm gonna take you everywhere in China. We're gonna go everywhere. You can see it with your own eyes. You can form your own conclusions about the country. Let's just keep moving here, man. There's just a lot of thoughts going through my head as I'm walking around here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think you know the one thing. You know, let me say that. Thank you to Kings. The one thing is like. How do I say this, man? I am. Thank you, True Blue. I am tongue-tied. I'm tongue-twisted a little bit, which doesn't happen to me a lot when I'm streaming. But let's keep walking around, man. I'm a little bit tongue-twisted right now. Let's keep moving. Share this live stream. Follow the channel. I'll tell you this. Not every day is the Great Wall of China. Thank you, Stan, for extending your subscription and supporting the channel. Can't do this without you guys, man. Without all the help and support from you guys, I can't do this. Thank you. You see everybody sharing this live stream. Please share this live stream, everybody. Super important when you guys like and share this live stream. Thank you, Jacqueline. All right, it looks like now we're exiting the center of town. So we're no longer in the center of town. We're now coming to the edges again. Now we're really back to the alley hopping. Thank you, Retta, man. I appreciate that comment. Thank you. Thank you. Look, I'm telling you, man, this looks just like the 90s. Look at this. Don't this look just like the store from the 90s? All the Chinese people who are watching. Thank you, Noah. This looks just like the 90s. 10元一件, it says everything $1.40. That's literally what this loudspeaker is saying. Everything $1.40. $1.40, $1.40, $1.40. 10元, everything $1.40. Yeah, this is Shijiazhuang, Dongyi village. Wow. Look. Look. Everything on this rack, $1.40. $1.40. $2.60. $1.40. Everything $1.40. Man, thank you, Phyllis. Thank you. I think, now that I've had like a couple minutes to think to myself, let me put it this way as we're walking around everywhere here in China, as we're walking around this village. The media will have you believe that this country is not our friend, that this country is a peer competitor, whatever. Okay, whatever. That's what the media will tell you. When you walk around here, to put it bluntly, you can fully understand that this is still a developing country. Okay? So back home in the United States, we are trying to say that this is already a developed country. Beijing insists that it's still a developing country. When you were watching the live stream yesterday at Olay, you would probably feel like Washington is right. If you're walking around here today, you would feel like Beijing is right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that is my biggest conclusion. It's like, so I'm walking around here, I'm trying to be political, I'm trying to be gentle when I say this. But it's like when you come out to places like this, is when you kind of realize this is still a developing country with a lot of room for growth, with a lot of room for just growth, infrastructure, income. They still have so much potential out here. This is why it's still a developing country, when you walk around places like this. And then when you walk around in Shanghai, in Lujiazhui in downtown Shanghai, you feel like you're in a cleaner version of New York City, and you feel like it's the most developed country in the world. But this is the reason why I come out here and do this. Thank you, user, is the fact that you can see there's places like this everywhere in China. It is still a developing country. There's still a lot of folks who live out here. So, the truth is probably somewhere in the middle, but keep walking around. No need to thank me. I'm just being extra reflective. I'm being extra geeky, being extra reflective today, walking down the streets of this village. What's up, guac maniac? We got pug mania. We got now a guac. We now have a guam maniac. Thank you, Amuj. Thank you. Hey, Scott, you're exactly right. You're exactly right, Scott. Thank you, Alicia. Yeah, let's keep walking around. Thank you, Matilda. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Nessie. Thank you. Please share the live stream like Shaw is doing. Let's keep walking around. That was a tractor, absolutely. We're just walking around in Dongyi village here in the city of Shijiazhuang. We're just walking around, that's all we're doing on this Friday night in USA time, Saturday around noon here in China, to give you guys a slice of something different, a little bit of rural life. So thank you, Tanster. Please follow the channel and share this live stream. I stream every single day from China. Please make sure y'all follow the channel and share this.